It's Monday. Hi. I'm in such a good mood, and I don't even mind that my neighbors are having their yard done like right now. Why does that have to happen right now? I don't even care. How is everybody? Did everybody have a good weekend? I had a pretty good weekend. I don't really remember what did I do this weekend. Oh, I remember. On Saturday, I did nothing, and it was so well deserved. But then I worked most of the day yesterday. But yeah, so today has been it's been an eventful Monday, and you guys, there's so much good stuff going on at Jesse James Beads. I just cannot contain myself. Can you tell? Like, my energy level is way up here. I'm super pumped. I'm really excited to share with you guys this bead mix. Oh snap, it is so good. And talk about the weekly deals, which are also really good. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Says she can't, let's see, Jane says she can't hear me very well. Well, that might have something to do with the fact that my neighbors have their leaf blower going. Let's see, hold on, let me see if I can adjust this just a little bit. Can you hear me now? I feel like that commercial. Can you hear me now? How are we doing? I'll scoot up a little bit. I've got the microphone on and everything, but I am dealing with a lot of like excess background noise, so hopefully when they move around to the back side of their house, everything will be okay. I apologize. I don't know what it is. It seems like every time I want to get live, whether it's in the morning or whether it's in the evening, they decide that they absolutely must do their lawn. Like, I don't know. Jane says, show me your blue bracelet. Here's my blue bracelet. I made that on the Weaving Goddess. You guys, love it. Oh no, Trisha says she can't hear me very well either. No change. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unplug, and then I'm gonna plug back in. Oops. Here. Is that better at all? Let's see. If that's not better, can't hear you well either. Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now? I only have two choices. Oh, no crying, no sound at all. What is happening here, guys? It was better and now I'm gone. This is not good. Plug again. I will. Let's do that. You guys, this show is so important tonight. We definitely have sound. How about now? Are we doing better now? I'm so sorry, but I'm so glad that you guys are patient with me. I appreciate that so much. Okay, Wanda says yes, she can hear me. Robin says yes, she can hear me. Everybody else, oh, Trisha says yes. Okay, good now. We're good. All right, that makes me feel much better. Okay, I don't know what is up with that, but we fixed it. That's all that matters. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about the weekly deals, and then I'm going to show you this bead mix, and you're going to understand why it is that it is so stinking cool. Okay, so the weekly deals, one of the weekly deals is you can get 2 times the love points on bead mixes. There's no code that's needed for that. Okay, so you guys know what the love points are, right? You accumulate love points as you are shopping for Jesse James Beads, and then you can take your love points towards
more beads, right? Because, I mean, it's not like you're going to use them to get a haircut. You're going to use them on more beads, which is fantastic. Okay. Another one is buy 3, get 1 free on Bead Bundles. There is a code for that. It is 321 bundle. And you guys, have you looked at the bundles lately? Just like, I always check the website like on a regular basis, but sometimes I forget to look at certain things. And Bead Bundles is one of the ones that oftentimes I neglect to look at. But I got to tell you, there's some really, really good bead bundles. And you guys, the seed beads, there are some seed bead bundles that are phenomenal. The Rocky Road from the Pantone collection is still in a bundle, the 2 strands and the 2 mixes. And you guys, I don't even know how that one still exists, because even if you're not a fan of brown, it's one of the most beautiful mixes ever. Like that whole bundle, it's so good. And brown is one of those colors that you can use in the summertime and in the fall and in the winter. It's such a beautiful, beautiful mix. You might want to head on over there and grab it, because there's probably not a lot of those left. I don't know how there's any left at all right now. And then last but not least is a free pendant with a $39 cart. And you guys know how I feel about the pendants from Jesse James Beads. I mean, come on. They are hand selected. They are absolutely beautiful. So there is something for everybody. But what makes this kind of extra special is tonight we are using a brand new mix. This one is a Design Elements bead mix in true colors. When you go to the website and you click on new, you're going to bring up a whole world of new things that are there. This is the first mix that comes up. There is a tassel mix. There is a bead mix in 4th of July, which is awesome. There's some leather. There are some ring blanks, which I think is super, super cool. Those would work really well in conjunction with your dress it up buttons. Make some really cool rings with your buttons. There are some bead caps. There are some butterflies, like the new stuff. There is a stone pendant that is to die for. Lots of good stuff. And then lots of new check glass and some more of the chain. There's a fiber chain that is called Raspberry Sorbet, and right next to it is a Raspberry Twist Fairy Silk. Oh wow, those colors, I'm all about it. So there are lots and lots of wonderful things going on over on the Jesse James Beads website, and I get to share with you guys tonight the True Colors mix. I'm so excited to show this to you for so many different reasons, but first and foremost, it's because it's gorgeous. I told Sarah earlier when I opened this up, like when I just glanced at it, I was like, this is a really cool mix. But then when I opened it up and poured it out, I was like, oh wow. This may be my favorite mix to date. The colors in this are absolutely stunning. And let me just go ahead and tell you, just in case you did not get your email, because this makes it super, super special as well. Not only is it gorgeous, but 10% of all True Colors, that's the mix that we're going to use tonight, 10% of all those sales go to a really great LGBT charity called GLSEN. And for those of you who don't know what GLSEN is, I'm going to tell you what I've got here about GLSEN. So GLSEN is the leading national education organization that works to transform K through 12 schools into safe and affirming environments to ensure that LGBTQ students are able to learn and grow in a school environment free from bullying and harassment. It says 8 out of 10 LGBTQ students are still harassed at school each year because of who they are. But GLSEN is working to change that through researching and developing evidence-based solutions and providing resources for educators to use in their school communities. I got to tell you, that is so unbelievably important. I will not go on one of my regular Sarah tangents about that. I will just, say that I know from experience that that is something that should have been around when I was in school. And I'm so glad to be a part of something like that, to be a part, Jesse James Beads, to be a part of that. I feel like it is really super important. And so there you go. It's a good one. It's a good one. You guys know how I feel about charities. And I mean, when you pull at my heartstrings. So, all right. Let's let's talk about these beads. You guys are so pretty. They're so, so pretty. Let's get down to business. Okay, so my finger's in the way, but here is the unveiling. I am so in love. You guys, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this mix is. So first and foremost, all of the little tassels that are in here, these are all hand dyed, and the colors on them are so vibrant. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at those. They are so good. It's so good. It's so, so good. They really are beautiful. Such a beautiful mix of tassels that are in this. Love them. Okay, so we've got all of these beautiful little tassels. These guys, I can never remember what you call this kind of bead. They're a little squishy, right? They're like, I don't know what they're made out of, but I wish that I did, because they do have a name. But I'm absolutely in love with these. These are so awesome. I love them. Love them, love them. They're not like squishy, but they're made out of some kind of clay. I don't know for sure. I can never remember, so I don't want to get it wrong, but look at the colors. They're so vibrant and just beautiful and perfect for summertime. Really, really love these. We're going to use some of these. Some of them are missing because I've already made an earring. We're going to make its mate. Look at these. There's a ton of these little guys in there, and we're going to use those as well. I think they are fabulous. They're so, so cute. They're really soft. I love them. And this guy, he's the star of the earrings that we're going to make. So good. He has like this swirl going on, so he's this really gorgeous blue, but he has a swirl of white and pops of yellowish green running through. So, so pretty. There are some little bubble beads that have stars in a ton of colors. That's what this mix is about. True colors. It is all about the most beautiful colors ever, and they all go together really, really well. Renee, I'm not sure if it's polymer or not. That's sort of what it feels like, but I don't know for sure. So I don't want to say that it's something that it's not. You know how that goes. So look at all the color here, you guys. So stinking pretty. And then there are some cage beads and some gorgeous bohos. Of course, you gotta have the bohos. This is just such a beautiful mix. The colors in here, there are two metals in here. So you've got your gold, kind of brassy, and then you've got your silver metals in here as well. There are some of these really small little rondelles. It's really just a stunning mix. I was so excited when I poured it out earlier, because it looks really great in the package, but you don't get to experience all of it until you actually lay it all out, right? And separate it out and look at all of the shapes and sizes and the textures and the colors, and it's just stunning. Really, really stunning. I was so excited to get to work with this. And so I made a pair of earrings that I love. I made them for myself, and you guys know how I am. If I make a project for myself, it's always a good one, right? I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like, I take extra special care when it's something that I want to wear. Yeah. So check out this earring, and then we will get it started. So I love this design. I feel like it is just flirty and fun, and I'm calling these confetti earrings. So we have that gorgeous flower. We have a loop, we've got the little rondelles, and then all this color and dangly, just fun stuff on the bottom. I feel like this is just such a fun pair of earrings. So I'm going to show you how to put this together, and then I'm going to let you guys run with it, right? Because you always do. You always turn our projects into the most incredible things. So I cannot wait to see what you guys do with this mix, with this design. It's going to be fun to see what you guys come up with. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is a 5-inch piece of 18 gauge wire. I'm using gold for this pair of earrings, but you could use silver if you wanted to. Completely up to you, but you're going to need about a 5-inch piece. And we are going to come down on that wire a bit, right? Let me lift you up just a little bit. I feel like you're a little too close. All right. So we're going to come down about 2.5 inches, more than our regular 1 inch. Okay, it's almost going to be at the halfway mark, and we just want to give this a really good bend. Okay, so we have that backwards kind of 7 shape that we do quite often. Okay, now we're going to bring in our artistic wire mandrel tool, because you guys know I cannot live without this tool. And normally we make earrings down here on the bottom because I love really big, huge earrings. But for this earring in particular, I want the loop portion to be a little bit smaller. That's not really the focal for this. The focal is all of the fun colors and shapes. So we're actually going to use the 15 millimeter up here. So we're making a pretty small loop for what we normally make. So I'm just going to take my wire right at that bend. I'm going to lay it on the 15 millimeter part. I'm just holding it down with my thumb, and I'm just going to guide that wire right around. Okay, just like that. Okay, so I've got this part sticking straight up like this. Renee, this is the True Colors mix. And then I'm just going to take the tail of this and I'm going to wrap around twice, just like that. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see where we're at. Just like that. So I've got this section here, so I've got enough here to thread on that bead and to make a wrapped loop. I've got a little bit extra wire than I actually need, but it's always better to have more than not enough. 5 inches is going to be absolutely plenty for this. I think my piece was probably more like a 6-inch piece, but you know. All right, so now I'm going to come to the back here and I'm going to trim off the tail because we don't need that. Okay, so now we just have this cute little loop and we've got the stick here. It looks like an oversized eye pin, right? I'm going to pop this back on and just kind of wiggle it around a little bit to make sure that I definitely have that nice round shape. Okay, so now, even though this is 18 gauge wire and it's pretty hefty, I am going to put it on my block and we're going to work harden it just a tiny bit. So I've got my steel block and I'm just going to tap it with my nylon hammer. It really doesn't need a lot. It's just some extra insurance, really, just to make sure that as we are adding things to it that we don't accidentally knock it out of shape. Okay, so now we're going to thread on this awesome flower shaped bead. This is the star of our show. So I saw a comment that went by that said the earrings were cute, but they were too long. You absolutely can adjust this to make them shorter for sure. You can make adjustments on all of the dangles on the bottom, or you can, instead of having a big loop here, just do a regular wrapped loop and maybe just do 1 or 2 dangles. You could use one of the smaller beads instead of this guy. So you can definitely make adjustments. For size, I always do large earrings, but I always tell you guys, you know, that you can adjust it however you want to. And if it is too big of an earring, you can always turn it into a pendant, which is always cool to do too. All right, so we're going to make a wrapped loop up on the top. So I'm grabbing that wire right as it is exiting the bead with a pair of chain nose pliers, and I'm going to bend that wire just like that. Now we're using 18 gauge wire for this, so of course this is going to you're funny, Kathleen. This is going to be a little bit harder to create your wrapped loop with because it is a thick wire, but you can still manage. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with the round nose pliers and I'm going to take that wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers. I'm going to roll those pliers out of the way and take that wire on over to the other side. I'm going to switch hands, and now I'm going to take my tail and wire wrap about 3 times. Okay. So this is what we've got so far, and I am going to go ahead and trim off our tail because we don't need that, and just tidy up just a little bit. I don't want that to be sticking out. Okay. All right. So there's that part. Now we're going to work on some of the dangles. But the first thing I want to do is I want to add some of these little rondelles to this before we get into that. So there are several rondelles, really small ones in this mix. Some of them are orange and some of them are this really pretty purple. We're going to use the purple for some of the dangles, but we're going to actually wire wrap these onto our earring itself. Okay, so we're going to take about 4 inches. That's really overkill, you guys, but we're going to take a short section of 24 gauged wire, and I'm going to lay this right across our component. Okay, and give myself about 1 inch, maybe a little more than 1 inch, and I'm just going to create some wire wraps here just to anchor our wire to our component. So I'm going to wrap around about 4 times. Okay, and you can tidy those up just by giving them a little squeeze with your chain nose pliers if you want to. And then I'm going to come to the back and trim off that tail. Yes, Wanda, I agree. Wanda says it's a beautiful component with lots of possibilities. Absolutely. And that's really kind of the name of the game when it comes to my projects. I always want to show you something fun that you can turn into a million other things. And this little component is one of those. It can be used in so many different varieties. It's just, it's a jumping off point, you know? All right, so I'm going to thread on one of our rondelles, and I do want to kind of scoot my wire wraps up a little bit because I only want to wire wrap just this singular one right there underneath our wrap between the loop and the bead, or this bigger bead, right? I just want this to sit right there in the middle. And so I've taken the wire over here and kind of hooked it, and now I am just very, very carefully going to wire wrap about 4 times on this side. Okay, and you can squeeze those little wraps together. Okay, now I'm going to come to the back and trim off the tail. Okay. All right, so now I want to put 3 of those little rondelles underneath this one. Okay, so again, I'm going to pick up another piece of the 24 gauge wire, and I'm going to start exactly the same way. For whatever reason, I like to work right to left, but you can do left to right. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I don't know why I tend to work in that direction. I just have always done that. I'm not real sure why. I'm sure that there's something about that. Like there's probably some sort of right brain, left brain kind of thing about why it is that I make that decision, but who knows? Who knows? All right, so I'm just going to anchor my wire with 3 or 4 good wraps. Okay, come to the back, trim the wrap, or trim the tail off. All right, and now I'm going to thread on 3 more of the rondelles. So now the ice cream truck is going to go by. I'm telling you, this neighborhood, it is always something. There's always something going on. All right. Okay, so I want those to be right underneath the first little rondelle. Okay, so I've just kind of dipped the wire in a little kind of a U shape, just a slight U shape. And now I'm going to hook, you see I just hooked that wire, and now I'm going to wire wrap about 3 or 4 times. Pam says, isn't that how right-handed people do it? You know, I don't know for sure. I definitely am right-handed, so maybe you're right. I don't know. But then I always do like that and like turn the whole thing upside down. I don't know, there's just, it's really funny. I don't know why I do the things that I do. Not just in jewelry making. Probably speaks volumes about me. Okay, I'm going to come to the back. We're going to trim off the tail here. And when we turn it around, that's cute all by itself, right? I like it just like that. You could stick an ear wire on this and it would be awesome just like that. But we're extra, so we're going to add some extra dangles to this. And I think that's just super cute. Super cute. Listen to me carrying on about my own work. That's so silly. Okay. So now we're going to work on the dangles for the bottom, and we have to use some of these because I'm so in love with those. And we are also going to use some of the little flowers because they're just as cute as can be, and I cannot get enough of those. So we're going to do kind of a combination of a couple of different things. We're going to use a couple of different wire wrapping techniques. Probably won't use all of the flowers here, but isn't that the great thing about these design element mixes? Well, with all of the mixes really, because you feel like you're using a lot of beads, but like, look at how much is still left. I can still make a necklace. I can still make a bracelet. I can still make 10 more pairs of earrings, right? It's just the beads, it's like they reproduce while they are in the package. Well, after they're out of the package would make more sense, I guess. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a little beaded chain, and we're going to use some more of the 24 gauge wire because we're going to use these really small rondelles, and I feel like the 22 gauge that I normally use is just overpowering for these little guys. So we're going to start out with 3 pieces of 24 gauge wire, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create a knotted head pin. And you have to take a little bit of extra care when you're doing the knotted head pin with the 24 gauge wire, just because it is a thinner wire, and if you squeeze on it too hard or you pull it too tight, bad things tend to happen. So I have the wire, I've just wrapped around the tip of my round nose pliers once, and I'm going to wrap around a second time directly underneath that first wrap around and stop right where I see the wire where it's cut. Okay, now before I take this off of the round nose pliers, I'm going to bend the wire 90 degrees out this direction. Okay, take it off of the tool. Okay, now I'm going to take the tail end of the wire and stick it back through the 2 little loops that we just made. Now I'm going to come in with my nylon jaw pliers, and I want to hold the loops. They need to be right up against the side of your nylon jaw pliers. Okay, and then we're going to take another pair of pliers, grab that tail and pull. Don't pull crazy hard right here, because you definitely can pull so hard that you disconnect the little knot from the stick here, and we don't want that. Okay, but we still want that little knotted rosette shape, and you can kind of squeeze it in with your pliers or whatever. Just be extra careful with it when you're using the 24 gauge. But we still have the same knotted head pin like we normally do, and I'm going to thread on one of these little purple rondelles. Okay, and now I'm just going to create a wrapped loop, grab the wire, bend. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the round nose pliers, up and over, roll the pliers out of the way, and take the wire on over to the other side, and then we're going to wrap a little tiny wire wrap for that. I just feel like the 22 gauge wire is just way too overpowerful for these tiny little beads. So the 24 was definitely the way to go. Even 26 would work, but you got to be really careful with the 26 when you're making your knotted head pin for sure. Okay, so now I've got 2 more. We're just going to create a beaded chain out of these. So for this one, I'm going to wire wrap it directly to the other one. So I'm going to come down on that wire about 1 inch, bend the wire. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the round nose pliers. We're going up and over, roll the pliers and take the wire over. Now I'm going to take it off of the pliers, and I'm going to take the tail end of this wire and put it through the loop on the bead that we just wire wrapped, okay? And then I'm going to pop the two loops together, just like so. So I'm not going to use any jump rings here. We're just going to wire wrap these directly to each other. I'm going to come in with some bent chain nose pliers to grab that loop so I can hold on to it and do my wire wrapping about 3 times, and then come in and trim off the tail. Okay, and thread on one of our little rondelles. Okay, and now we're ready to wire wrap again. So I'm grabbing the wire right where it is exiting the bead, and we're just going to do another wrapped loop up and over. Okay. And then we're going to trim off the tail. Tracy, I do too. This mix of colors, this bead mix is just, it's just amazing. I cannot stop looking at it. It's so pretty. All of the colors, everything in it is just really, really, it's just special. You know, you get a bead mix and it just, I don't know, sometimes you just get a really, really special one. This is a really, really special one. All right, same thing. Up and over, roll out of the way, and on around. Now I'm going to take this and pop the two loops together. Okay, bent chain nose pliers in place and do the wire wrap. And trim off our tail. And let's thread on our last rondelle. Okay, so we've just made the cutest dainty little beaded chain out of these adorable little rondelles. I love tiny beads, like, and I don't mean seed beads. You guys know how I feel about seed beads. I love them until they misbehave, and then I don't like them. But I really love like really small little 3 and 4 millimeter rondelles. Just, I don't know, something special about a little bead like that. It's not so small that it, like, you know, makes you angry, makes you use your sentence enhancers. It just makes the most beautiful little beaded chains. I don't know. It could just be my mood. I'm in one of those moods, like I just want to hug everybody and tell everybody that I love them, and I don't know. It's definitely not Monday in my mind. Okay, so we have our little beaded chain here. We're going to add that in just a little bit, but we do have a couple of other things to do. So we're going to make some little beaded links out of these guys, and we're going to pop some of these cute little flowers on the bottoms. And so for these, we're going to use our 22 gauge wire, because you guys know I use the 22 gauge wire for just about everything. I did make my exceptions there, but back to 22 gauge wire. I'm using the gold color German style, and I'm coming down on that wire about 1.5 inches, bending the wire. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, up and over, roll it out of the way, and take it on around, and then do our little wire wrap. Okay, so we got our little wrapped loop. Trim that off. Now we're going to thread on one of these. I love these so much. I want like a whole strand of just these. They're so fun. I don't know. I love them. Maybe it's because I love clowns, right? Doesn't it sort of looks like clown pants? That's got to be what it is, you guys. That's got to be it. That makes complete sense to me. It does. It looks like a clown. Okay. So anyway, now I'm going to come to the other side. We're going to do a wrap loop down here, bending the wire, coming in with round nose pliers again, up and over, rolling them out of the way, over again. Okay. All right, so we have our cute little, oh, that's so cute. Just want to add some big red shoes to it. And I'm going to sit that one down. We're going to do the other one, and then we will go ahead and attach our flowers because we're getting pretty close to being done here. All right, the next little bit after this wire wrapping is just to assemble everything. Up and over, roll, and around. I love that you guys know how to take me. Because, I mean, you know, some people don't really know how to take me sometimes. Oh, my goodness. Like, what a weirdo. Okay. Grabbing that wire, bending it again, and we're going to do our wrap loop one more time. It's so funny because my son is in the other room and he is streaming right now, and I don't know if you guys can hear him, but I can. And it's one of those situations where I can't really tell him to be quiet because he's doing the same thing I'm doing. I don't even think he could hear me. He has his headphones on, but sometimes it gets really loud. All right, so there is our wrapped loop on that guy as well. It's gotta be, it has to be. Now all I see is clown when I look at that, and that is just fabulous to me. I love clowns, so I guess that could be scary to other people, but. All right, so now I have brought in some, I did snort. Thanks, Fern. All right, so I brought in a bunch of 6mm jump rings. I'm going to use 6mm jump rings to assemble everything, but if you feel like the 6mm jump rings are too much, you definitely can use 4mm for this. I just felt like the 6 were fine. So I'm going to open up one of those jump rings. I'm going to thread it onto one of the loops here, and then I'm going to take my little flower and I'm going to hook that on. So when I close the jump ring back, see how the flower hangs? I do need to fix that jump ring a little bit though. But look how cute. Is that not adorable? I love it. I love it. This bead mix, it just, I don't know, something about it. It's so good. Okay, same thing because we've got another one. I'm going to open up another 6mm jump ring. I'm going to thread it on to one of the loops on the bottom here, thread on one of our cute little flowers, and close that back. The texture combination, I know you guys can't feel this, and you really just kind of have to take my word for it until you have the bead mix in your hands, but the texture combination of this kind of soft, and I guess it is clay, I don't know for sure, but the texture of it mixed with the way the flowers feel. These flowers are also really kind of soft and a little on the squishy side, like, but in a good way squishy, you know what I mean? I don't know, I really am digging the textures here because we have kind of these soft textures that are very, very soft and satiny feeling mixed with our really sharp edges in all of the facets that are in the beads that we're using. Even our flower bead has these great facets to it. So there's so much texture and color going on. Okay, now we're going to take 3 more of our little flowers here, and I don't need to use all of them, I don't guess. I'm going to put some of them back. Okay, I'm going to make just a little chain out of just our flowers and some jump rings. So I'm going to open one of the 6mm jump rings. I'm going to thread on 2 flowers. Okay, close that back. And then I'm going to separate our flowers just like that. And open another one, and the hole that is on the flowers is big enough to get 2 jump rings through, so we can definitely make a little chain out of these. Thread on our 3rd little flower and close it back. Okay, and now we need 1 more jump ring to add this to our little component. So now we're ready to kind of put everything together. So I'm going to thread on just like that, and now I'm going to put this guy onto our component and close it back. And now I'm just going to use the remaining 3 to attach to these 2, or these 3. Goodness. Okay, there's one of these. So definitely, if this earring is too much for you, because I know that not everybody likes a big long dangly earring like this, you can adjust the size of the component itself. You can make adjustments on all of your dangles and shorten them up quite a bit if you wanted to. You can make a ton of changes here with this exact mix of beads and still have a really colorful and fun pair of earrings that maybe isn't nearly as long as these earrings. Alternatively, you could actually make these much bigger if you wanted to as well. You could use, you know, a larger loop for your component and create a much larger earring and add tons of dangles to this in varying lengths. You could even add some really pretty colors of cup chain to this, which I think would be really, really special. Or you could skip all of that and turn it into a pendant, because this would be a really cool pendant on like a real long necklace. I think it would be cute on a short necklace as well, but I don't know, something about all of the dangles just kind of speaks to me in a very long necklace kind of way. But that's just me. You guys always come up with the most creative and fun things to do with the designs that I show you guys. So I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with after seeing this, because I know it's going to be good. All right, so last but not least, we're going to add the ear wire to this, and then we are going to put these on because I made these to wear. Definitely cannot wait. So I'm just going to pop my ear wire on, and ta-da, we have a really fun, I'm calling these confetti earrings just because there's so much color. I put that ear wire on the wrong direction. There's so much color and fun in these. I think that a matching necklace or bracelet is definitely in order, and I have tons of beads left over, so I definitely could create something else to go with this for sure. Yeah, a really fun pendant. I agree with you for sure. And you could add more beads to this as well if you wanted to. You could even add like some of these guys in there. So you could wire wrap even more on there. You could do even more dangles or less, right? You can make all the adjustments that you want. That's what's fun about it. You can really kind of turn these into your own thing. But I just think they're fun. They look like a party for your ears. I'm totally about it. Festive. They are festive. All right, I'm going to flip you around. We're going to put these on. And hello, how are we? I'm so excited. I have been dying to wear these all day. And it was so hard to have to take one. Like, I made the set so that I could take a picture of them, and then I had to take one apart, and I was so sad. I was like, I just want to wear them now. Just want to wear them. They're so fun. Yes, they're so fun. It's so much color, but it's not really, I mean, I know that lengthwise it is a long earring, but it's not like a huge earring. You know what I mean? But you've still got enough going on that people are like, ooh, what's up with your earrings? Those are fancy. What do you got going on? And I love that. I love that. I love it when people are like, oh, I like that. And then I'm like, I made them. You guys know you're the exact same way, or you wouldn't make jewelry. You feel that way too, right? You love it when somebody's like, oh, I love that. And you're like, I made that. It's so special, so special. So that's it. Confetti earrings. I like it. Oh my gosh. Fern, you are after, you're just like, do you live in my head? She says, about a Calliope pendant. I can hear the music out of she says she can hear the music in her head right now. Me too. Me too. Just fun and festive and different. You could even add like some of the tassels. Why didn't I put a tassel on that? Like, it needs a tassel. I'm gonna have to put a tassel. I do. All right, you guys, it's been fun. It's always fun, right? It's been fun. It's a great way to start our week. I love to come and hang out with you guys on our Monday evenings, and you know, it just kind of gets me geared up for the rest of the week. It's a good time. Always. Oh, I gotta take a breath. All right, so last but not least, do not forget 10% off of the purchase of this bead mix in particular is going to GLSEN, and there are weekly deals abounds. So 2 times the love points on bead mixes. So if you're going to take advantage of getting this one, you definitely can mix that in and get your 2 times of the love points, which are just going to bring you more beads in your future, right? Buy 3, get 1 free on the bead bundles. 321 bundle is the code for that. Go check out the bead bundles while you are checking out everything else that's on the Jessie James Beads website. Don't forget to check out the new stuff. There is new check glass, there is new chain, there is new fairy silk. There is just beautiful things all over that website. Free pendant with a $39 cart. The coupon code for that is pendant. And you can't go wrong with that one either because those pendants are phenomenal. All right, guys, that's it for me, but this will not be the last time you see me this week. You will see me again on Wednesday if you'd like to join me for a Dress It Up Buttons project over on Dress It Up Buttons. Or you can catch me on Thursday at 11 a.m. for another project here at Jessie James Beads, and then you can catch me on Fridays at 1 p.m. on Sarah Ellis Designs. Let's do this week, shall we? Oh, Jane says, what are love points? So love points are accumulative. As you are shopping on Jessie James Beads, you can accumulate love points. You get love points for making all of your purchases. And then as you save up your love points, then you can turn those into free beads, which is phenomenal. Who doesn't love free stuff? Free beads? Yes, please. Hello. So let's see. Let me pull the website up just real quick, just because I want to be sure. I think there is, so at the very bottom, I wanted to be sure. So if you want to know more about the love points, the Love Club, if you go to the Jessie James Beads website, right on the lower right-hand corner, there is a little bar at the bottom. It's in pink and it says the Love Club. If you will click on that, it will tell you all about how you earn points and then how you can redeem your points for items from Jessie James Beads. So it's a rewards program. That's really just kind of how it, that's how it works, I suppose. You know, it's like you're a rewards club card member with no card and free beads. Okay, I'm done. All right. How do you find out if you have any, Jane? I would imagine you're going to have to send Miss Sarah a message and ask her. I wish I could answer that for you, but I'm not real sure how that works. So you will have to, you'll have to find out. You have to sign up. So if you haven't signed up, then chances are you probably haven't accumulated any yet, but I don't know for sure. I don't know. You will have to ask Miss Sarah, but all that information is there. Definitely check it out because it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Just another way to be involved with Jessie James Beads. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of the night. Enjoy your evening. I will see you guys so many more times this week. I don't know if I should apologize or do the dance of joy. I don't know. Just take it however you want to take it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.